Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. This is kind of a quick little impromptu. Today I was at the hardware store and picking up the last little bits of accessories and two little modification devices well, not devices, but parts having to do with my bending water test coming up. And I was sitting out in the parking lot and it was raining, so I decided to stop and have a smoke real quick before I hit the road. And I noticed that Jaron put up a video, and it was talking about being trolled and all this other stuff. And I want to weigh in on this. Um, Now, there's been a couple of discussions that, honestly, that I started in the background here, and I won't go into the details of that. I mean, people are frustrated about this, and there's varying opinions. So here's what I'm going to say. Number one, now apparently I personally have not looked into all this. I didn't even know about it, and what do you call it? And which is not uncommon. There's literally hundreds of channels, on both sides of this that are dealing with different issues and regarding flat Earth, and it's impossible to keep up with all of them. But at the same time, I wasn't even approached about this because I've made my opinion very clear on this kind of stuff several times. Um, Basically, what I noticed is I noticed that there was a video from Jaron and about being trolled by globe earthers or something like that, and so I gave it a listen because I actually do listen to people with counter opinions, unlike some people. And while I let me make this point very clear, Jaron pointing out anybody else who has hoaxed or lied to them and stuff like that is the definition of the pot calling the kettle black. What do you call it? I mean, Jaron, come on, man. Your dishonesty is almost legendary. Okay, you delete stuff that disproves anything that you might have said. What do you call it? Most recently, even the documentary stuff. You deleted all your footage and all of your videos surrounding the test that you performed just so you can turn around and say that the documentary lied or misrepresented you. And it must have been a little bit embarrassing for you when I actually had the recording of your actual words reporting back the day after that test. But we won't go into that because flat earthers don't care about that. Flat earthers didn't even notice it. And what I mean is, you put that out in 2017. They didn't notice it. That's what I'm saying. But let me just go into this. Apparently, my gist and my understanding of it, and I'm taking this as the approach from a flat earther side, only because of the fact that the only information that I watched about it was Jaron's video. Now, apparently, what had happened was there was some kind of a buildup to a false document or false. It was made out to be some kind of a government agency, I guess, saying that they had to hide the shape of the Earth or some kind of bullshit like that. And now, first of all, I am going to say, for those who did fall for it, and apparently Jaron said he was skeptical, but he for the most part fell for it. All I got to say is, ha, dumbasses. Okay, really, dumbasses for not researching the actual information that you're kind of running around with. But something else that I actually did post below Jaron's video, I'm against hoaxes on all sides. On all sides. Okay. I'm also against, people sniping hangouts, whether you are a globe earther or a flat earther. I'm against that. Okay. Oops. There we go. And I'm totally against that because it does nothing more than those who perform those actions actually, when they get outed or if they get discovered or whatever the case may be, all it does is serve to delegitimize your own side of the discussion. Okay, it's embarrassing. Alicia, it's embarrassing. Okay, and and it's particularly embarrassing. Now I'm going to say my own 2 cents on this. Okay, I'm a guy who actually puts in the work. I'm trying to get out as much modern and correct information as possible surrounding this subject. Okay. Everything that I have put out, I've put some considerable time into just to make sure that the information I'm putting out can be tested, can be checked, and is correct. And have I been corrected on one or two times that I might have screwed up a number here and there? Of course I have. And those videos are still up. My comments are still below them. Okay. It's not like I just, that was wrong. Better get rid of that. I think I've only deleted two videos. One was because of a copyright thing. Sorry, Warner Brothers. And one of them was because, they got rid of annotations. And it was something that I was doing a kind of a running gag on things that, most recent things that I had heard and all this other stuff. But I got rid of that because they got rid of annotations. I couldn't edit it anymore. So, but to those of you who actually put this together and stuff like that, all I'm going to say is, gee, thanks a whole fucking lot. I mean, honestly, I'm going to say it just like that. Thanks a whole fucking lot. Okay, I'm not going to bash anybody here and stuff like that. I'm just going to say you guys really didn't think this very well through as to the ramifications that it has, because you basically served this to them on a silver platter. Sure, you guys outed it. You guys said, "Ha ha, we got you," and all this other stuff. This is what we did, and all this. But basically, in that, what you did was you said that there are people out here who are actually going to fake stuff. Okay, and that puts an asterisk. Right now, I am I am just about ready to perform my bending water test. Okay, a large physical demonstration to which I've had 60 people send me money to put this together. And you hand them this. Okay, you hand flat earthers a just nothing more than a round that'll say they fake stuff. And I'm sorry, man. That's just total crap. Hey, thanks, Yorun. Appreciate that, bud. Okay. I also know that there are people who were actively trying to get my fundraiser shut down, but they didn't read, and nor did they contact Indiegogo to find out what the stipulation that they were going through actually meant. Okay, because I had already had that talk with them. So all I guess I really want to say here is, look, I'm not going to sit here and cuss out or blame or bash and stuff like that, because to quote one of my first friends in this, was a guy named Big Round Earth, later called Spaceman. He said that most of this stuff does get a little bit monotonous, and it just turns into fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, wait, fuck you, and I mean, it gets a little boring. So throwing a little bit of humor into it, throwing a little bit of gotcha into it and stuff like that, that's not a terrible thing. Okay, there has to be a little bit of entertainment thrown into this, and I honestly, I have to say, I suck at being an entertainer. I'm not a screenwriter, so my videos can be a little bit boring. But I have to what do you call it? I have to say that even though, like I said, on the rational side of this, we can all sit here and say, ha ha, you fell for it. At the same time, we handed this one to them. And now, for those of us who actually do put in long work on this, for those of us who actually do put, our time and effort into it, actually going out, not just sitting here typing comments to people, but actually putting together the work, you've basically kind of allowed flat earthers to put an asterisk next to that. So for that, I just want to say thanks a whole fucking lot. Really. Now, this is my opinion. I could have invited a bunch of people in here, and there's a couple of people who share my opinion, and a couple of them that I'm on routinely with. But I want to make sure that I got this out as my opinion. Okay. I do not condone dishonesty or hoaxes on either side. Okay. Now, yes, I did fake deleting my channel one time, but that was only because of the hysterically poor demonstration by Bob. I wanted him to think that he actually got one over on me, which he didn't, when he tried to say that EQ mounts work on on flat Earth. I mean, that was just, it was so bad, it was hysterical. But I had to have fun with it. I really did. But in that there was no dishonesty that was given. It was just a little nudge to the side of saying, "Oh, gee, gosh, you got me." Okay. Um, so basically, the view that Jaron expressed. Now he decided to make it a lot more than what it was. And as far as this other guy faking or not faking or whatever the case is, and I'm not going to research it because I really don't care. Um, Something about a flat earther breaking in. Well, here's the thing, Jaron. Very early on in me being in flat Earth, uh, the whole discussion, I had my life threatened, and quite honestly, I still get a lot of threats nowadays too. Not necessarily my life, but oh, knock your teeth in and all this other stuff. From people who follow you. Okay, so but I don't hear you, backing up the condoning of or saying that that's wrong or anything like that. So having somebody do a prank or something like that says that because the whole break-in thing has nothing to do with the argument. It really doesn't. It has nothing to do with the argument. It has something to do with the people, and you will have to admit that there are some extremely mentally unstable people on the flat earth side of this. Okay, some extremely unstable people. Okay. Now, if you can't agree with me on that, then I'm sorry. That pretty much ends our discussion on this deal. But I mean, if anybody wants to look below any of my videos, I would say probably depends on what the video's content is, but I would say about every other video I get somebody threatening to knock my teeth in or something like that. And recently I've just become a little bit callous to it, and all I do is just delete that person because I'm not going to have that discussion with you. Okay. It could be that you can come over and kick my ass, but it still doesn't mean that the earth's flat, you know. So I have no place for that anymore. But on some of my older videos, you'll see plenty of people doing that shit. And but nevertheless, um so those who did this hoax and all this, I'm sorry, man. Um yeah, you might have got him, but you also handed this one to him. And I'm just letting you know that I personally disagree with it. And I personally find that this was something that was not beneficial to us at all. In fact, it kind of, like I said, it puts an asterisk next to at least all the work I know I've done. And what do you call it? And that's because it automatically gives flat earthers one of those. Well, they faked this. What else could they fake? How many things have they not told us about? You know what I mean? And that's just all that's going to give. So, all in all, I guess flat earthers get a point out of this one because of the fact that, but it's nothing more than a social point. Obviously, it's not a proof point because they don't have any proofs to get points on. Um, so I'm voicing my opinion. I think it was wrong, the wrong thing to do. And like I said, it just makes that job from me and other people harder. So hold on a second here. No, I completely agree, Jaron. Flat earthers will always claim that we fake stuff. I mean, you heard Bob just recently, and uh, let's just let's just put it in the context of the test that I'm about to do. Okay, PW has already said I'm going to fake this test, even though he fucked up how he put it together. What do you call it? Bob from Globebusters fucked up how he presented that and came up with perspective, and he's going to falsify it and all this other stuff. They're always going to have that argument, and I totally that's them saying that shit gets faked and stuff like that. That's one thing, but giving them something to refer to is absolutely counterproductive. Those are my words on it. And no, I totally agree there, Seacraft. This is a hobby of mine, but I just disagree with with what just recently apparently took place. I am not going to go further into this. I am not going to do any videos on this other than the one that I'm voicing my opinion on right now. I'm not going to research it. I don't care who all was involved. Um, but I am just going to say that this was not very well thought through for the rest of us who are actually trying to bring out modern information, because we all know flat earthers don't read books. Um, bring out modern and up to date, and even modernizing certain tests and certain things that we all know exist out there, as far as information goes and measurements go and things like that and observations. I find it counterproductive to hand flat earthers a win like this. I really do. And yeah, April Fool's joke, that's cool and all this, but I'm sorry. I don't agree with that process. Now, if you want if you were going to do an April Fool's joke against a person or something like that, hey, have at it. That's a har moment. Okay, but against the subject matter, we just kind of handed them a win on this. So, anyway, Tim Osmond disagreed with the hoax and got his channel taken out. Well, I don't know about that. And like I said, I'm not going to go into all the surrounding damage on this. It's just my opinion. And so, people can take that for, whatever they want. This is just my 2 cents. So, Jaron, enjoy your win. I hope you relish in it. Now, it's probably about time that you put all those videos back up about the test that proved the globe. Because that one you can't blame on anybody else. You're trying to blame it on the documentary crew, but guess what? You can't do that. I even got your own word. So, ladies and gents, that's all I really had. And if you heard that little knocking in the background, that means lunch is ready. So, I will talk to you guys later. And like I said, I now possess all equipment for this test. I had to make some adapters for the bottoms of the upright pipes. So that's going to be that was kind of fun. My knuckles are still hurting, and yeah. So now we're kind of just waiting on the right day and planning the people to be out there. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your day.